Welcome to Business Booster. Today, OpenAI Codex,
A smart framework for AVGC-XR pipelines.
our Sunday strategy for autonomous creativity.
Let's elevate the future.
Live from the cloud, it's Business Booster with your hosts, the logic-driven Anjali and the VFX-savvy Akshay. This is episode 24, Codex Control. Stop typing. Hey, start.
Sunday boosters. Today we're talking about a tool that is no longer optional, OpenAI's Codex.
And before anyone says AI will replace us, stop. Codex is not an artist. It's not a director. It's a pipeline multiplier.
Exactly. Here's why Codex as a strategy is critical for every AVGC-XR production pipeline, whether you're a 10-person indie studio or a 500-person VFX house.
Animation, VFX, gaming, XR, each discipline has hundreds of repetitive scriptable tasks: rigging checks, cache management, render farm oversight, LOD generation, dialogue imports, performance logging.
Traditionally, studios hire junior TDs or pipeline engineers to write these scripts. But they get backlogged, or leave, or forget to document.
Codex changes that math. It turns any artist, producer, or tech lead into a just-in-time scripter. You describe the task in plain English. Codex writes the Python, Mel, Vex, or CS.
Exactly. It's a total game changer for creators. So the strategic shift is this. Instead of hiring more pipeline people, you upskill your existing team to prompt effectively, and you build a living library of automation script.
That's not a nice to have. That's competitive advantage. Faster iterations. Fewer Sunday night emergencies. More time for creative work.
Today we will dive deep into 7 specific use cases, including automated render farm management, classroom scripting, cache purging, LOD generation, dialogue localization, XR playtest logging, and asset optimization.
No theory, just pipeline-ready prompts. Let's begin. First, a text to 3D prompt for a product prototype.
Next, a cinematic animation prompt for a product launch video.
Let's dive in.
Render farms the bottleneck of every studio. How does Codex help on a Sunday night when 200 frames are stuck?
You prompt. Check all submitted jobs in deadline. If any frame has failed 3 times, resubmit only that frame on a different node. Then notify me on Slack.
Codex writes that Python script for Thingbox deadline, just like that.
Within seconds. Plus, pause high priority jobs if farm temperature exceeds 75 busy. Resume when cool. Automated thermal awareness. No human touch.
Codex writes that Python script for Thingbox deadline, just like that.
Exactly. It handles all the job submissions and error handling.
So studios can sleep on Sunday night?
That's the tagline right there. Stop waking up for failed frames.
Cloth Sims crash deadlines. Codex?
Massive. In Maya or Houdini, instead of manually tuning 40 cloth parameters, prompt create a cloth property preset for cotton.
Game changing.
Friction 0.3, bend resistance 0.7, self-collision on, apply to character skirt.
Settings applied. The skirt now flows naturally with the physics.
This is how AI Codex streamlines our production.
Codex writes the Cloth or Vellum script?
Yes, even better. If skirt penetrates thigh, increase dampening by 10% every 5 frames until penetration stops. Adaptive simulation logic without reading a 200-page manual.
Hair next. Grogu level fur.
Laughs exactly. Generate XGen description for short fur. Length zone 5 cm, clumping 0.2, noise 0.1. Apply to mesh name creature body. Done. Sunday saved. Now VFX hell, disk space.
The cache exploded nightmare.
Prompt Codex.
It auto caches, predicts, and scales.
And no more storage crises. Prompt Codex. Find all particle cache files older than 7 days. If cache not referenced by any short, move to archive folder. If archive folder exceeds 500 GB, delete oldest 10%.
That's a production coordinator's dream. Automated asset lifecycle management.
Exactly, Anjali. It really streamlines the whole process.
And it integrates with the entire production pipeline.
A true game changer. Also for flipbook reviews. Render every 10th frame of simulation. Save as PNG with timestamp. Email link to supervisor. Codex writes the FMPEG wrapper in seconds.
So Codex becomes your pipeline watchdog.
Exactly. No more sorry. The cache filled the server excuses.
Gaming localization is brutal. 50,000 lines of dialogue to export, translate, re-import.
Codex writes the CSV parser and JSON converter. Prompt, read all .txt dialog files in folder, extract speaker name and line. Output as CSV with columns, ID, speaker, English line, Spanish line blank.
Then after translation?
It outputs a clean CSV file. Merge translated Spanish CSV back into Unity localization table. Flag any line exceeding 40 characters for UI review. Automated quality gates.
Also for quest logs?
Yes. Create function. When player collects 3-5 artifacts, update quest text to return to village. Change map marker color from gray to gold. Codex writes the theta day you focus on story.
Perfect. That keeps us in the creative flow. XR testing is painful. You can't see what the user sees inside the headset.
Codex to the rescue. Prompt. Log every gaze hit object. If user stares at same object 2 seconds without clicking, save screenshot and timestamp. Flag as potential confusion.
This flags potential confusion, so we can optimize the design.
Yes. Also, if frame rate drops below 60 FPS for 10 consecutive frames, log all active game objects and their poly counts. Performance debugging without manual profiling.
That's huge for indie XR teams with no QA budget.
Codex writes the analytics script. You just review the CSV on Monday morning. Asset optimization, LODs and textures.
That's hours of boring work.
Prompt: for each FBX in folder, generate 3 LODs, 100%, 50%, 25% polygon count. Save as LOD0, LOD1, LOD2 Unity prefab.
Textures too?
Yes, textures too. Scan all .ega files. If resolution 2048 by 2048 and texture type is diffuse, resize to 1024 by 1024. Move originals to source folder. Your Sunday afternoon just freed up.
Codex becomes the gateway keeper. No more forgotten optimizations.
No more last-minute LOD panic.
Akshay, 7 powerful tasks. How does a studio implement all this?
Strategy number 1, the weekend task runner. Every Friday list 3 repetitive tasks. Sunday morning, prompt Codex for each. Test: save scripts to a shared to Codex automation folder. Strategy 2, prompt templates. Create a Notion page with pre-written prompts for render farm health checks, cache purging, LOD generation, dialog import export, and XR logging. Strategy 3, human in the loop. Codex never runs unattended on production data. Dry run first, review before merge.
Golden rule?
If you do it more than 3 times, prompt it. That's Codex Control. Final example, Sunday night recovery. The
Real Sunday night, studio drowning.
midnight, render farm crashed, 500 frames lost, artist panics.
Prompt?
Find all unfinished frames in last render job. Resubmit only those frames using lowest priority queue. After completion, stitch into MP4 with frame number burned in. Email link.
Codex writes the rescue script in 30 seconds.
She goes back to sleep. Monday morning MP4 waiting.
That's episode 24. Codex Control.
Remember, Codex is not a strategy by itself. Integrating Codex into every stage of your AVGC-XR pipeline, that's the strategy.
Stop typing. Start prompting.
Keep building, keep boosting.